This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. We're here at Lomachenko Campbell press conference and I'm joined by George Groves, repping Team Campbell today.
Yeah, repping Team Campbell, my old pal, so, got to be here.
Any reason why Shane couldn't make it today?
He just had something on. It is important. He sends his apologies. He would love to be here, really would. He's really excited about this fight. He knows just the severity of this fight, how big a fight it is. We all do in the gym. It's been a long time coming. They've been in the gym training a long time before it's actually finally got announced. But everyone's pumped for this fight. It's going to be a big fight.
We know how huge a moment this is for British boxing, and you're kind of an ambassador now for British boxing. You've been involved in some of the biggest fights that have taken place on these shores. Lomachenko is a standing amateur, standing professional. How much of a chance do you give your man in this stuff?
I have no doubt that Luke Campbell will win this fight. As silly as that sounds, right? So Lomachenko is probably the greatest fighter I've ever seen live. And as Luke says, we see him fight when we were 16 years old. The following year, I see him we went to Morocco for the Worlds, and he boxed the entire tournament orthodox, and in the final boxed southpaw and stopped the Cuban. Do you know what I mean? It was like we studied his tapes for a little while, and this is before I knew who he was. So he's one of the best fighters I've ever seen. That said, is he better than Luke Campbell? Yeah. Is Luke Campbell going to beat him? 100%. Luke Campbell's going to beat Lomachenko. This is his time. It took him a little while. Much same like me. It's taken him a little while to find his feet in the pros. But his defends one loss. Mendy never should have took that fight the first time. He wasn't right. He knows that. And then he obviously had a convincing win in the return. I think if he fought Linares now, he'd beat him. He's in a better space. He's more mature. He's got more experience. He's got a better team around him, a more experienced team with him now. He's got fantastic sparring in the gym with Josh Taylor, and they're getting more sparring in as well. He's in a good headspace. He's got home advantage, which will be a big factor. Lomachenko can obviously travel, but it's great for Luke to be fighting in London. He can do his whole camp in London. He doesn't have to worry about travelling. It's going to be a big occasion for Luke. No shadow, no doubts. But I truly believe he's going to do a job. He's going to do the job. He's got the style that can beat Lomachenko. He's got the height, the size. Campbell's hitting harder than ever. He's physically always been a strong guy. Deceptively strong at times. And now that he's adjusted his style, we see him box out. I went out to see him box in Philadelphia, and he just totally obliterated the guy in front of me. I can't remember his name, but obviously that guy was not on the level that Lomachenko is, but he's in a really good place.
Many people actually thought Luke nicked the fight against Linares. It was a close fight, but how do you prepare for a kind of talent that is Lomachenko? How do you find the right sparring for someone like Lomachenko?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly. I think that will be. It's always hard finding sparring, and really you don't want to be too specific with it. That would be my advice, because there's no one on the planet who fights or can do what Lomachenko can do. So why would you try and exactly replicate it in the gym? If Campbell's going to be looking to get fast guys in, maybe even amateur guys, and just flood them in, get them in for a couple of rounds, and as soon as they start blowing, swap them. Get him on a quick rotation, but he's already got Taylor in the gym sparring. He's already sparring. He's already up and running. I don't want to give too much away, but Taylor's someone we can name, because that is obvious. They're stable mates, and Taylor's one of our best prospects in the country. He's not even a prospect anymore. He's world champion, one of our best fighters. So he's got that in abundance. It's going to be tough. Perhaps going to be tough, but I think with Campbell's experience, he's fought that Lomachenko styles since we were kids. He's travelled the world. He's boxed all over the world as an amateur. All the Eastern European styles. He's got a wealth of experience to draw upon in that respect. And for him, this might just be a mental battle. It's going to be a struggle for him to contend with being such a severe underdog. No doubt, I can speak firsthand from that experience. But as long as he stays absolute with his focus. That would be the toughest test for him, and again, I have no doubt that he can do that. He's incredibly stubborn when he needs to be, and just an incredible fighter. They both are. It's a great fight. This is a fight, a must-see, an absolute must-see fight. I mean, at the moment, heavyweights dominating the scene, dominating the headlines, but this isn't even for the boxing purists. This is for sports fans. You've got to watch this fight.
George, I do want to ask you about a former opponent of yours, Chris Eubank Jr. He's been linked with John Ryder to land on ITV box office. What do you make of that fight with Chris and John?
Yeah, I think that's a great fight. I think John's in great form. He's signed to Wasserman, our management company. There's loads of big fights out there for John now. I'd like to see him fight for a world title next, but this is definitely the sort of fight against Chris Eubank Jr. who just manages to draw headlines that will definitely promote the winner to be in line to fight for a world title, a proper world title, if he's already fighting for the IBO. No disrespect to the IBO. So, great. Chris had a good win against James DeGale, but sort of hasn't capitalised on it since. The only time I've seen him is on Gogglebox with his dad.
What did you make of that clip going around?
There was one funny line when, was it one bet? Oh, I think his dad was explaining to him what gay meant in the 70s. He said he knew. That was the best line he come out with. Because up until then, they're a bit redundant. But in terms of boxing, it's a logical fight for Chris maybe because he feel like he'll be the favourite. But I think that's a real tough fight for Junior. Ryder's in great form. He's hungry. He's sort of found his feet. He looks stronger than ever. He's sort of filled into the super middleweight division really well. Be a great fight to watch. Real great fight to watch.
Just lastly, you were at the O2 on Saturday night. Thoughts on the whole card itself? Obviously, it didn't go Billam Smith's way. Coley bagged a good win. Obviously, just joined the McGuigan's gym. But just generally enjoyed the night at the O2. Good card.
Yeah, it was a good card. Chisora got a spectacular knockout. Which is a promoter's dream. Get one of them on the card, something a bit, a real dog fight like you got with the Billam Smith Riakporhe fight and a few others. It was a good card, and the main event was also good. Dylan White, he's now mandatory for the WBC, and he might fight for it in a year's time or so, but probably won't. So good luck to him. But I'm sure he ain't too bothered. He's headlining pay-per-view shows with no belt, and as the A side, I mean it's unheard of. So 5 years ago that didn't exist. You either had to be in a legit big world title fight, or you had to be a superstar. And obviously times have changed. So fair play to Dylan White. I'm pretty sure he's kind of happy, getting by with these fights if so be it. But for Billam Smith, truly gutted for him. It was a close fight on the night. I thought Riakporhe probably nicked it, but I wasn't scoring it, so I want to go back and watch it again and score the rounds. Billam Smith was obviously busier, but the more eye-catching punches were coming from Riakporhe. But I feel that they both will go on to improve from that fight. They would have gained a lot of experience. Chris, in particular, that was a massive step up in levels for him, and he showed that he's only improving. That's not going to be their level. They're going to go on a split decision loss. Got him from when the judge when the MC was reading out the results. I thought it seemed like it was going to be a draw. That was going to be the way it was going to go. But for Chris, he's to get back in the gym. Just tweak a few things, maybe a couple more rebuilding fights, and then back out there. So his stock has risen, which I think is great for him. Lovely guy, true student of the sport. He trains so hard. He's so dedicated. He deserves to crack on. I'm sure he will.
All right, George Gross, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV, and I'm sure we'll catch a word soon.
Yeah, lovely. Cheers. Thank you.